guys, this is Devan with the UNS Student Wellness Complex. I'm going to take you guys through a power yoga class today. It will be a short, quick one. So go ahead and grab a mat. If you have any blocks or straps that you'd like to use, you can feel free to grab those as well. We will start in child's pose, so knees are going to go wide to the edges of the mat. Toes together, sitting back towards the heels. Palms are going to reach overhead towards the top of the mat, pressing down. Maybe your forehead rests here. We'll take a few deep breaths. So if you'd like to set an intention for your practice, you can do that here. So on your next inhale, go ahead and take the hands over to the right side of the mat. Maybe stack that left palm on top of the right. Really pressing down and away through that left hip, getting a nice stretch through that left side body here. Inhale, walking the hands back to center. Exhale here. Inhale, taking them over to the left side, maybe stacking that right palm on top this time. Pressing down and away through that right hip. Inhaling, hands back to center. Exhale here. And then inhale, go ahead and press yourself up into tabletop. So shoulders over your elbows, over your wrists, hips over your knees. We'll take a few cat-cows to loosen up the spine. So as you inhale, pulling that belly button down towards your mat, rolling the shoulders back, looking up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, rounding the back, tucking the chin, pressing those shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, pulling that belly button back down towards your mat. Exhale, rounding the back, tucking the chin. Go ahead and take one or two more in each direction, kind of following your own breath, just going at your own pace. Maybe roll out the wrists here if you'd like. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to come back to a neutral spine. And we're just going to tuck the toes under, lift the knees, and just hold and hover here. So pressing those shoulders away from the ears still. Squeezing the belly, straight flat back. And then straightening out the legs, pressing the hips up and back. Heels drop to the mat for downward facing dog. So go ahead and just start pedaling out the feet a little bit here, bending one knee at a time. Maybe shifting your weight around, taking it side to side. And then go ahead and lift that right leg toward the ceiling. We're going to bend that right knee, open up the right hip, and try to stack that right hip on top of the left hip here. So weight should still be equally distributed through the hands. And then go ahead and drop that right foot down. Inhale the left leg toward the ceiling, bend that left knee, open up that left hip, stacking it on top of the right. And then dropping that left foot back to the mat. Go ahead and walk your feet up to meet your hands. We're going to come into a forward fold here, so you can take a regular forward fold, you can grab opposite elbows for ragdoll. Maybe swing side to side if that feels good. You can either let your head hang, maybe shake it forward and backward or side to side, whatever feels good for you. And then go ahead and interlace the fingers together behind you, squeezing the palms together. We're going to open up the shoulders and chest here. Inhale slowly, coming the whole way up. Both arms are going to come overhead. Take a little back bend here, pressing the hips forward. Exhaling, hands to heart center. So if you're not at the top of your mat, go ahead and hop there. You've got a few options, so as always, you can feel free to skip any of the chaturangas today. I'm going to add in a push-up, so you can feel free to take them on your toes or on your knees. Or you can just skip the push-up and do a regular one. Totally up to you, plenty of options. So go ahead and inhale, both arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, rolling those shoulders back. Exhale, fold, step or jump your feet back. So if you're taking a push-up, we're still gonna roll forward and then keeping those elbows tucked in, lower halfway down, press back up. Lower down, inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog. So that is your option if you'd like to add in a push-up. Again, feel free to take it on your knees if you'd like. Go ahead and walk, step or jump both feet between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up. We're going to take a few more just like that. So exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk, step or jump both feet between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step or jump the feet back. Chaturanga. Feel free to take that push up here if you'd like. And then inhale and exhale. Walk, step or jump both feet between your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up. This time we're going to come into chair. So we're going to set the hips back, toes together, heels about an inch apart. So straight, flat back here. Really sinking the hips down towards the mat. Rolling those shoulders back and down the spine. Sink those hips a little bit deeper. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. So inhale that right leg toward the ceiling. Exhale, step it between your hands. We're going to come to warrior one. So right knee stacked over the right ankle, arms up by your ears, dropping the shoulders down the spine, really pressing through the outer edge of that left foot. You can sink those hips a little bit deeper. Inhale, straighten out that right leg. Exhale, open up warrior two. So we'll go ahead and flip that right palm face up, reaching forward as far as you can. And then taking that right arm overhead for revolved warrior. You can drop that left arm down the back leg or take it behind your low back here. Sink those hips a little bit deeper. And then inhale, come on back up to warrior two. From here, we're going to drop that right forearm to the right thigh. Inhale that left arm overhead for side angle. So a few options here. You can stay just like this. You can drop your hand to a block, your mat, stack of books. You can take that left arm behind your back for a half bind. You can take that right arm under your front leg for a full bind. If you have a full bind and are working on bird of paradise, feel free to take that here as well. So wherever you're at, working on opening up that left shoulder here. Go ahead and bring both hands down to the mat. We're going to keep that right leg out behind us for a three-legged dog. And then we're going to take our chaturanga with that right leg still lifted. So go ahead and keep that right leg up. We're going to inhale, shift the weight forward to a high plank. Halfway down. Press back up, lower down, drop that right leg, untuck the toes, inhale, upward facing dog, exhale, downward facing dog. So same thing on the other side, go ahead and inhale that left leg toward the ceiling, exhale, step it between your hands, warrior one. So pressing through the outer edge of that right foot this time. Left knee stacks over the left ankle. Sink the hips a little bit deeper. And then go ahead and inhale, straighten out that left leg. Exhale, open up warrior two. So hips square towards the side this time. Inhale, flip that left palm face up, reaching forward as far as we can. Take that left arm overhead, right arm drops down that right leg or goes behind the low back here. Sink those hips a little bit deeper again. Inhale back to warrior two. From here, go ahead and drop that left forearm to the left thigh, inhaling that right arm overhead. Side angle on this side. So again, you've got the same options here as on the other side. You can take that half bind, full bind. You can split the arms, come into bird of paradise. Totally up to you. Wherever you're at, opening up that right shoulder towards the ceiling. So go ahead and bring both hands down to the mat. We're going to take that left leg behind us for three-legged dog. And then keeping that left leg lifted, go ahead and inhale, shift the weight forward to that high plank. Lower down, take that push up here if you'd like. Lower down, drop that left leg, untuck the right toes. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. I just go. Go ahead and walk, step, or jump both feet between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming the whole way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. So from here, go ahead and inhale that right leg toward the ceiling. Exhale, step it between your hands. We're just going to walk the hands over to the left, and we're just going to come into a wide leg forward fold here. So you can let your head or forearms drop down to the mat if you'd like. We're just going to shift our weight side to side, bending through one knee at a time. Loosening up the hips and inner thighs a little bit here. And then go ahead and bring your weight back to the center. We're just going to take our hands over to the right foot. Left hand is going to plant in front of that right foot. Right arm is going to open up toward the ceiling here. So try to stack that right shoulder on top of the left. Really pulling up through those right fingertips. And we'll go to the other side. So walking the hands over to the left. Right hand plants in front of that left foot. Inhale that left hand toward the ceiling. Really pulling up through those left fingertips here. And go ahead and walk the hands back to center. Take a little forward fold here. Maybe just let the head hang. Maybe shake it side to side. Loosen up the neck a little bit here. And then go ahead and just walk your hands up to the top of your mat. We're just going to step that, hopefully the right foot back to meet the left, and take a chaturanga here. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and inhale that right leg toward the ceiling. Exhale, step it between your hands. We're going to come into a lunge. So you've got the option to drop down to that left knee for a low lunge if you'd like, or you can stay up on those toes for crescent lunge. Inhaling the arms overhead, right knee stacks on top of the right ankle. If you're having trouble balancing, maybe try to stagger the feet a little bit instead of one in front of the other. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, straighten through that right leg. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. From here, we're gonna take that right arm, open it up behind us. So arms are gonna come out like warrior two, but we're gonna be facing the opposite direction. You should be facing the right. Right arm behind you, left arm out in front. And from here, we're gonna drop that right hand to the left, the back of the left thigh. Inhale that left arm overhead. So you should feel a nice stretch through the front of that left hip flexor. Maybe sink that right hip a little bit lower. Then go ahead and cartwheel the hands over. We're going to keep that right leg out behind us. Three-legged dog, and then take that three-legged dog chaturanga option here. So shifting the weight forward, taking that push-up if you'd like. Dropping that right foot, inhale, and exhale. Same thing on the other side. Go ahead and inhale that left leg toward the ceiling. Exhale, step it between your hands. Feel free to drop to that right knee for a low lunge or stay up here for crescent lunge. Relaxing the shoulders. Inhale, straighten out through that left leg. Exhale, sink in a little bit deeper. Really trying to pull that left hip back, press the right hip forward. Then we're going to open up the arms. So right arm out in front, left arm behind. I'm going to take that little twist here. And then we're going to drop those left fingertips to the back of that right thigh. Inhale that right arm overhead. Good. Still pressing forward through that right hip here. And cartwheel the hands over. Take that left leg out behind you, three-legged dog. And then take that chaturanga here. So shifting the weight forward. Push up here. Drop that left foot. Inhale. And exhale. Walk, step or jump both feet between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up. Exhaling, hands are going to come to heart center. We're going to do a little bit of balance next. So we're going to come into eagle. Right leg is going to wrap over top of the left. So you can keep those toes on the mat for a little extra help if you'd like. And then right arm is going to go underneath of the left. So right leg on top, right arm underneath. Sink the hips down towards the mat here. Really lifting up through the arms. Maybe sinking the hips a little bit deeper. And then we're going to go ahead and slide that right leg across. So right ankle is resting on the left thigh. Still lifting through the arms here. Keeping that tailbone tucked under. And then we're going to take a little forward fold. So unwrap the arms, straighten out through that left leg, and drop the hands down towards your mat. If this is too much or you are really unbalanced, you can drop that right foot down and just take a regular forward fold. Totally fine to do here too. And go ahead and we're just going to slide that right foot down the left leg. So pinky toes facing each other here, or next to each other, I guess. So legs should be a little bit crossed, and we're just going to take a regular forward fold. So right leg should be in front of the left here. Let that head hang. And slowly roll on up. We'll switch sides. Shake it out if you need to here. And then this time, left leg is going to go over top of the right. Left arm underneath of the right. So lifting up through those arms. Again, feel free to drop those left toes to the mat for a little extra stability here. those hips a little bit deeper. And then go ahead and slide that left ankle so it's resting on the right thigh here. Maybe sink the hips a little bit deeper. Good. And then we're going to unwrap the arms, straighten out through that right leg. Hands can drop down to the mat. Take that forward fold. Go ahead and uncross that left leg here if you need to. And go ahead and slide that left leg down the outside of the right leg. Pinky toes next to each other here. Left leg crossed in front of the right. Just take that little forward fold. Letting the head hang. Maybe shake it around a little bit. Inhale, slowly roll on up. Go ahead and shake out the legs here if you need to. And then hop back up to the top of your mat. We're going to inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Step or dump the feet back. And chaturanga. So we're going to do a little bit of abs next. We're going to inhale, roll it forward into the plank. We'll start with the left side, so go ahead and drop down to that left forearm. We're going to open up into the side plank. So left forearm to the mat, right arm goes up toward the ceiling. You can stack those legs. You can drop down to that left knee here if you'd like. We're going to do a little bit of twisting. So we're going to take the right fingertips behind the head. And we're just going to drop that right elbow down towards the mat. Lift it back up. So we'll do 8 here. So right forearm or right elbow just drops and taps the mat here. So exhale as you twist and tap. Inhale as you extend. I've already lost count. I'm going to say that was 5. So we'll do 3 more. Really lifting that right hip. And come on back to center. You can come into a high plank or low plank here. And then we're going to go to the other side. So dropping to that right forearm here. Maybe down to that right knee also if you'd like. Keeping those hips lifted. Left fingertips are going to go behind the head. And then 8 on this side. So tapping that left elbow down to the mat. That is 5, so we've got 3 more on this side. Keeping those hips lifted. Good. And go ahead and roll yourself back to center. We're going to press back up into high plank here. Hold. So keeping that tailbone tucked under. Shoulders pressed away from the ears here. And then go ahead and drop to the knees. We're going to take the hands back underneath of the shoulders for tabletop again here. So similar to the beginning, we're going to inhale that right arm toward the ceiling. Exhale, thread it underneath of the left. So right shoulder drops down to the mat. You can keep that left hand where it is. You can take it overhead. You can take it behind your back here. Totally up to you. So just pressing down through the back of that right arm, right shoulder. I'm going to give yourself a nice little twist here. Hip should be stacked on top of the knees still. And then go ahead and take that left hand in front of your face. We're going to press back up, inhaling that right arm toward the ceiling, dropping it down to the mat. And then to the other side, so on your next inhale, left arm comes up. Exhale, thread it underneath of that right arm. Dropping that left shoulder to the mat. Pressing through the back of that left arm and shoulder. And a little twist here. Taking that right hand, using it to press yourself back up. Left arm comes overhead. And then drop that left hand down to the mat. We're going to press up into one more plank here. So, toes tuck under. If you need to drop down to your forearms or your knees, feel free to do that here. We're just going to hold. So go ahead and lift that right leg. If you want a little extra, you can take a push up here. Drop that right leg. Lift the left. Again, push up here if you'd like. Drop that left leg. And then go ahead and drop all the way down onto your belly. We're going to roll onto our backs. This goes so nice spot. So we're going to come into shoulder stand next. So whenever you're ready, if shoulder stand is too much, you can always just lay here with your legs up on the wall. You can lay here with the legs in the air. You can stick a block underneath of your hips. If you're coming up into shoulder stand, we're just going to kick our legs straight up and grab a hold of the low back here. So legs come straight up toward the ceiling, grabbing the low back. You can do whatever you'd like here with your legs. You can lower them down behind you. You can cross one in front of the other. You can take one behind you, one in front. So whatever you'd like to do, go for it. Take a few breaths here. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and slowly lower the hips all the way back down to the mat. Just going to pull the knees into our chest. Maybe rock side to side a little bit here. And then go ahead and drop your feet down towards the mat. We're going to inhale that right leg up toward the ceiling. So you can keep that left leg bent to help support the low back, or you can extend it up long. So grabbing a hold of that right leg, anywhere that feels comfortable for you. Just taking a few circles with that right ankle. Switching directions whenever you're ready. Pulling that right leg a little bit closer. And then we're going to take the right hand on the inside of that right foot. Let that right leg swing open to the side. Stretch out that inner thigh a little bit here. Inhale, bringing that right leg back to center, grabbing a hold of the outside of that right foot with the left hand, taking that left leg across your body, right leg across your body to the left. If that's too much, you can bend through that right knee for a little bit less here. Inhale, bending through that right knee if you're not ready, rolling yourself back to the center. Give that right knee a squeeze into your chest. And we'll switch sides. So go ahead and release that right leg down to the mat. Inhale that left leg straight up toward the ceiling. Grabbing a hold of it anywhere that feels comfortable. Taking a few circles with that left ankle. Switching directions when you're ready. Pulling that left leg a little bit closer. Taking that left hand to the inside of that left foot, letting that left leg swing open to the side. If that's too much, again, bending through that left knee here. Inhaling that left leg back through center, grabbing a hold of the outside of that left foot with the right hand, taking that leg across your body to the right. Go ahead and bend that left knee if it's not already. Roll yourself back to center. Give those knees one more squeeze into your chest. Rock side to side a little bit here. And then go ahead and just find a comfortable spot to lay in and relax. You can maybe plant the feet on your mat. You can extend the legs out long. You can take the knees wide, whatever feels best for you. Just take a few deep breaths here. Maybe put on some relaxing music if you'd like. Let the eyes close. Let your body melt into your mat here. So feel free to stay here for as long as you'd like. If you're ready to get on with the rest of your day, go ahead and just bring some awareness back to your body. Maybe wiggle the fingers and toes. Maybe touch each one of your fingertips to your thumb. And go ahead and extend the arms out overhead, legs out long. Taking one big full body stretch here. Pulling those knees into your chest. Wrapping your arms around your shins. Maybe just sitting here in stillness, or maybe rocking side to side or forward and backward. And rolling onto one side or the other. And keeping those eyes closed, whenever you're ready, pressing yourself up into a seated position on your mat. Inhaling the arms overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Thank you for allowing me just to guide you through your practice today. You were all wonderful, and until next time,